Hi. So it's been a while. It is July 22nd and I was like, oh, it's halfway through July. July's almost over. And I guess, I mean, it's been such a long time. So I'm Renee. If you're here, thank you for being here. I am just documenting my writing journey, basically. I am working on a book of interconnected short stories, maybe some vignettes, and yeah, I'm basically just trying to document the process of me getting it written and then working on getting it published. And I have 2 young boys, so that's most of the reason why it always like takes me so long to do things. Although I would like to get better at that because I want to get better at that. So I thought that I would just do a quick little update, and I usually talk for 18,000 years, and if you know me, you know that I talk a lot. So I need to like try to be a little more concise because I would like to actually document this process, and in doing so I need to kind of just be a little bit quicker about it as I give an 18-minute intro. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm basically going to try to do these a little more often and just have them be much shorter. So today it won't be like documenting multiple days. It's just gonna be, I'm just gonna do a little sit down video, I guess. Maybe I also need to start editing, which I never would before. I would just kind of put the clips up and that's it, because I'm not an editor and I find it very, it's extremely time consuming and I just would rather not. So currently I am feeling a little bit stuck. I don't know. I mean, I'd given myself like a self-imposed deadline of June, whatever, months ago. And I really thought I was going to hit that deadline. But I realized as I kept going through my stories that every time I read them, I found something where I was like, oh, I want to add this in, or I know this could make it better. And so I know my tweaks are making things better. And in some cases, they're not tweaks. They're full on like, I need to do this over, or this is not good enough, or whatever it is. So that's good. It's hard to stomach a little bit when you're like, oh, I felt like I was so close. And I'm not at all. So it's fine. It's fine. So now I basically am having a really difficult time. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I feel paralyzed. In the meantime, I started putting stuff up on my Instagram, which is really fun, actually. I wasn't expecting that. So I've made a couple of reels, I think like 2 or 3. And I also started putting up my affirmations that I would get from my like oracle cards that I try to do every week. And I did one for my birthday, which was last week, I think the 13th. And put those up on Instagram, and that's really fun. So I found a little bit of a creative outlet in that. So I'm excited to keep going with that, but I stopped, of course, because I started feeling like really, really stuck, and I was like, okay, well, this is about my writing journey. I'm not fucking writing, so what am I supposed to do? Anyway, that's part of it, right? That's part of the whole, that's just part of it. So I'm not, I don't want to not talk about it. And so for instance, I just finished listening to the audiobook of Daisy Jones and the Six, and it just like killed me. I thought it was so good. And one of the things, and I know I'm late on it, but a friend of mine was like, I think you'll really enjoy it. And I trusted her opinion, so I downloaded it and I listened to it. And one of the things that I'm excited for my book is recording the audiobook. I used to be an actress, and I've been in the booth a couple of times, like just doing ADR and stuff. And it's just so cool to be in there. And I also, when I'm writing these stories, each person, they're all girls at this point, but all the girls are so specific, like, you know, they're their own people. And so being able to go into recording, and as the author, knowing how they sound and the cadence in which they speak and tell stories and things like that, it's like one of my, I'm so excited to do it. And so listening to Daisy Jones and the Six, I need to breathe, I'm like getting amped up. And one of the things I loved about Daisy Jones and the Six was the way it was narrated. And, you know, if you haven't listened to it, there's like 12 characters or whatever, and each one has their own person narrating. And so you really get to hear their voice and hear the way they tell a story. So you don't feel like you're hearing a book being read to you. You feel like you're hearing stories being told to you, which is like, it just was so good. And I when I was listening to the book, and like I would look up little things about Taylor Jenkins Reid, the author, because I don't know anything about her, or I didn't know anything about her. And I'm just reading about her in like little interviews, and I just started sobbing. Like I just had a full on, I cried a couple times listening to the book and reading about her, and I was like, damn, this is so good. Like, it's so good. And then I just had to pause everything, and I just had like a big cry. And I was trying to figure out where it was coming from. And a lot of it was coming from like hearing, reading, whatever, something so good that someone else wrote, knowing I'm trying to write something, knowing I'm stuck. I'm not right actively, that's not true, but I'm stuck. I'm feeling stuck. And like, am I ever gonna finish? And then other thoughts of like, oh my God, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this, or I am doing this, or whatever. I had a million thoughts at once, and it was so overwhelming. I just had to cry. So that's kind of where I'm at, because that was my last big like release, I guess. And I'm hoping to just like move past it. So today's Saturday, and I'm going to lunch with some of my closest friends for my birthday, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited. And so I told myself yesterday, because I've just kind of been walking around the house like, what am I doing? I feel so apathetic, you know. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I feel so emotional, which is the opposite of apathetic, but like that's sprinkled in there where I'm just like, I'm feeling too much. Let me just shut it down. And so I was like, okay, give yourself a second. So I am doing just that. If I get any writing done before I leave today, fantastic. If I don't, it's fine. And tomorrow we have a little bit of a full day, I think, but the same goes for tomorrow. And then on Monday, I really plan on like, okay, let's create a plan. I think I need better structure. Even though I know the times that I can be in my office, or that I will be in my office, that's pretty consistent. My husband and I have a fantastic, like the way we watch our kids, we have it set up. So I pretty much know when I'm going to be in here, but sometimes I get in here and I'm like, I don't know what to write. I don't know. And I was at a really, really good place. He was telling me this the other day. Like I was at a really good place of just showing up no matter what. The muse was here, whatever. It didn't matter. I was going to come and I was going to like bang it out. And I still come and I show up or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot of noise that I'm not filtering out that I easily could. So that's something that I want to work on this week, because I think it will help me rest better. And I know that right now, in this season of life, rest is important. I just feel it. I feel that that's something that, like, I really need to recharge so that I can pour back into it, type of thing. So I need to have better boundaries. I need to make better boundaries for myself, and I need to stick to it and not let myself down in that way. So that's my goal for the week, and for the rest of the month really is just really trying to find my footing. So actually that's a good one. Instead of, because it's going to take some time, right? Like you can't just say, I'm going to do this and it's going to stick, because that's just not the way things happen. For me, that's not the way things happen. Especially having 2 young kids, absolutely not the way things happen. So it's like, I need to leave some space for shit to go awry. So, yes, that is a good plan. And actually I should just start there. I was going to give myself more like specific writing goals, but I think I should just start there. And let's see what else is an update. I have, oh Lordy. I think since I've spoken to you, honestly, I think I've added like 2 or 3 stories. I've taken some out, but I've added this one. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I've definitely added, oh no, I added 2 stories. It's fun to just have an idea, flesh it out, and just like go, you know? That's the best when it just kind of feels like it comes to you. And then the hard part is like, what is this? Is this any good? I have no idea, like mining for the gold kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna leave it here, I think, because, oh, that was weird. I'm gonna leave it here, I think, because, like I said, I need to start small. I need tiny little things. So I'm gonna put this one up, and then hopefully in a couple of days, I'll update again, and I can have a couple updates together in the next one. But I'm gonna start teeny tiny. But it was nice talking to you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.